What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. As you can see from the title of this interview, I will be giving my commentary on Carlos King's interview with Kiki from Love and Marriage Huntsville. I do have some sound bites that I pulled out of the interview that I specifically wanted to comment on. And I did speed up the comments, the sound bites, I should say. I did speed them up so that I am repurposing Carlos's interview just so that he cannot so much come against my channel for just taking his content, if that does make sense. So I just wanted to give you that heads up. I also ask that you please hit the like button on this video. It will cause YouTube to recommend this video to more people who have not heard of my channel but like this similar content. Also, if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I offer a variety of content, including TV show recaps, reality TV interviews, and I also talk about my natural hair care journey with my dreadlocks. I even interviewed Kiki Jabbar from Love and Marriage Huntsville just a few weeks ago. So please check out that interview here as well. All right, so let's jump right on in. So this first soundbite that I want to share with you all, it is in regards to Kiki saying that Tish did not specifically help her get on Love and Marriage Huntsville and how that did hurt her feelings. Because Kiki did have dreams of becoming a news anchor. I can relate to that because so did I. So she does have a journalism background. And so she felt like it was a very natural choice for Tish to try and get her on Love and Marriage Huntsville because that is her background. But she did talk about how she felt away with Tish not helping her, become like a full-time cast member versus just her helping her out with the brown skin girl event that Tish did. I think that was like season one. But let's go ahead and get into this soundbite.
Kind of way that Tisha did not help you a lot to be a main cast member, or in this case, a friend to the show?
Absolutely, I do. Because that was the plan all along. I know that she likes to throw out there that I tried to come to her house to meet producers and everything the very first time they came to visit her. Somebody said I bought them dinner or something like that. Now, that is not true. I don't know where people get that. However, did come over. That is true. I'm sorry. I did ask to come over. It would not have been abnormal for me to be over there, because I was over there all the time. Anyway, I didn't want to come over there to get in the way. What I wanted to do, I did have a portfolio, and I had a treatment for a talk show that I had created. I wasn't going to ask anybody to, look at it or, hey, take this treatment. I just simply wanted the chance to network if the opportunity presented itself. How to go into, a home and be cool and not be in people's faces. And if something happens, go with the flow. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Right. So I wasn't trying to, bombard her space or anything like that. If I knew she wanted to do something really bad, and I had people in that industry of field coming over to my house, and she called and said, hey, can I, come on? I'm like, girl, yeah, you can, talk to one of them on the side or something like that. Anyway, why you can. That's just me, though. I'm an ambitious person, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
So Kiki talks about how she had actually written a treatment, which is basically almost look at it like a sales pitch, but it's for media or television. She created a treatment to present herself possibly being a talk show host. And she just wanted to basically get to kind of chit chat with the producers of Love and Marriage Huntsville and I guess get their feedback on her treatment for a talk show. So then I kind of feel like some of our people in our community, they may not always be open to referring you, especially for opportunities that would involve you making money. As an example, just on our corporate jobs, I feel like a lot of our people, we may not be as open to wanting to help someone we know personally to get a job. We may just tell them to apply. Whereas I do feel like more white people, they will refer their friends and their relatives, even if they're not so much as qualified for the job position. They will help them get the job, and then that company has to learn the hard way that that person may not have truly qualified for the position to begin with. But I think like with Black people in our community, I think we're more so worried that the person that wants the referral may make us look bad, whether they'll have bad attendance or a bad attitude or be a low performer. I think we lack that confidence in each other that the person will perform well, so we're not as open to referring. And I do think that assumption and that negative thinking does apply to Tish not wanting to help out Kiki. And then the other thing that I think is going on here is just simply competition. I do think that Tish and Marceau and Wanda, they see Kiki as competition versus just seeing her as a human being, their relative, and someone whom they can enjoy. Everything's a competition when it comes to her. And so she's also going to talk about that as well. I do have those sound bites. But I also want to move on and talk about Tish just, not wanting Kiki involved in the show at all and liking her downfall, allegedly. So let's jump right on in.
Her intended for me to be a part of the show.
Why?
Honestly, in my part, I don't believe so. I don't believe that she wanted to share her spotlight, so to speak. I feel like even though she knows it's something that I wanted to do since I was a little girl, even though she knew it was one of my dreams to make my way into TV and the things that I want to do, from that point on. I don't think she ever wanted me to have it. I think that it's so hard to say. I think that maybe, and I could be wrong. I'm just telling you what my feelings are. Okay, I think that she and her mother took some joy in my downfall, and I don't really believe that either of them really want to see me or have ever really wanted to see me succeed.
Why?
Or at least not do better or on the same level as her. Let me say that.
You believe that? Why do you believe that?
I don't want to believe that, but it's just so many things that happen, that makes me feel that way. Their actions make me feel that way.
Is there actions based on what happened while you were kids and teenagers, or are they actions based on something that happened since the show has started?
Both. All of the above. Things that happened when we were, teenagers. Of course, they don't necessarily matter today, but they do kind of roll into present, times. So it's kind of like adding on, so to speak, expansion.
So
Now, I do think that it's rather sad whenever any person celebrates in your downfall. And I feel bad that Kiki does think that they celebrate in her downfall. And I'm definitely not questioning Kiki's feelings. I am pretty confident that she is valid in her feelings. I just feel bad that she feels that way about her family that they celebrate in her downfall. Number one, so I have empathy. Number two, um, I'll just want to say in general that if you all do experience a setback and family members or your church family or so called friends, they want to bring up your past mistakes or past setbacks, don't care. Just don't care what they say or what they think because no one is better than you. No one can judge you. And that's just that. And don't be embarrassed. I've even told myself, like, there are people who have worked in adult entertainment. Literally, you can go on the hub, and you know what I mean when I say the hub, and you can see their bare body parts, okay? And they are still out here living their lives and not caring. So, any mistakes that you have made, do not feel like you need to hide under some furniture. You still continue to hold your head up. And that is what I share with Kiki. And definitely, I just would not care about anything that Wanda would have to say in judgment about me. There's nothing about her that gives credence to where she can advise or give me any sort of guidance on anything. So, Kiki, you just continue to hold your head up high and not care if they celebrate in your so called downfall. You have recovered and you are inspirational to people to know that they can recover and look fabulous and be healthy and have a family who loves them, your immediate family, and be successful. And that's my take on that. Now let's move on to Tiffany. One soundbite that I did not bother to get was in Tiffany's interview with Carlos King. She alleged that whenever Kiki would watch her son play at baseball games, that Kiki did not want to pay to be admitted into the game and she would jump fences. Carlos said that he thought that the allegation was funny. And basically, Kiki said in this interview with Carlos that she has no reason to not pay to go to a baseball game and to jump a fence. She would look ridiculous, and that her husband is a coach as well, which we've heard her say. She even told me that when I interviewed her. But this is her take on Tiffany not liking her.
Let's say that based on, this is her words, right? Tiffany feels, allegedly, that the way you got on the show is effed up, and that if you could expose your family and go at them the way you have, that you would do that to anybody else. And she feels, and she's one of those people who do feel like, you sold out your family for fame.
Okay, so my thing is this, Tiffany, if you feel that way, what are the facts backing up that statement? Because what I had a problem with was her going to Tisha, saying those things. In the midst of, you got to think about me, Tisha, we decided that we were going to move on. We're putting this, behind us. So for Tiffany to go back to her and make this statement, it's opening up, old wounds. It's, things that we're trying to heal from. If you care about family the way you say you do, why would you rehash that? Why would you have a conversation with my cousin about me? Why would you have a conversation with me about me? Okay, I don't know if I can really, trust you or really even want to be around you because of this situation that happened with Tisha. Tell me about that. She didn't know any parts of that, of what happened. And she said she didn't hear anything that was said at Melody's house. So what are you're judging me based off of what facts? What evidence? It doesn't make sense to me. She can't tell me one reason why she said that. Well, because I know that Tisha was crying. Well, I cried too. Well, you profess to be Melody's friend more than Letitia's cousin. How do I profess to be someone's friend more? I didn't know I had to go around professing our cousinship, our kinship. It's understood. So she has not said anything that makes logical sense to that.
I agree with you, Kiki. Everything that Tiffany has said concerning you, there's not any specific receipts. Tiffany wants to say, oh, yeah, if you would speak against family, what would you do to me? Shut up, Tiffany. Like every single person on earth is super duper close with their blood relatives. That is not realistic or even the truth. Lots of families are not close. And it's totally normal to be closer to some of your friends than your blood relatives. So if Kiki is closer to Melody than she is Tish, that is not foreign. That is not foreign and that is not abnormal. So you can stop with the bad attempt at gaslighting, Tiffany. And for her to say, oh, Tish cried over Kiki, Kiki said, I have cried too. It's something about Kiki where I think like Tiffany, I just feel like Tiffany thinks that she's better. I'm not going to go as far to say she's colorist. Some of her ways may be of colorism, allegedly, and in my opinion. And of course, my commentary here is alleged and is for entertainment purposes only. And fair use laws allow my commentary. So I just feel like Tiffany just thinks that Kiki is an easy person to read. But I have a feeling we're going to see in the second half of season 6 of Love and Marriage Huntsville that Tiffany is going to learn that Kiki is not an easy read for her. So then there is the whole dynamic of the family competition between Kiki's dad's side of the family, which is Wanda and Tish, and her mom's side of the family and Wanda's family growing up in the projects. And I think that they could be projecting their insecurity about what others think of them onto Kiki. And she's actually going to touch on this. So let's go ahead and jump right on in.
So you grew up, in your words, as a little girl that was pitted against her first cousin Tisha. My daughter's been your daughter pretty much, right? That's absolutely the case. So you grew up going to school, getting a bachelor's degree, 2 master's degree. At one point in time, you were a professor. And let me ask you this before I get to the point. When you became professor, did it appear that maybe some members of the family thought like Kiki has surpassed Tisha?
Probably yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you were going through your addiction to opioids, you felt like that was a way for people now to say, see, she isn't as great as y'all thought she is.
Right.
So you feel that allegedly they took advantage of your addiction and then tried to put you back down below Tisha.
Right. Because I didn't grow up and come from the projects, and there was this and I hate to even get into this, but there was this beef, so to speak, between my mom's side of the family and my dad's side of the family. My mom's side of the family, my grandfather, so to speak, he was very strict on my mom. And when he found out that, she was with child with me and my dad was from the projects, he did not like that at all. So because of that,
he didn't like the fact that your mother got pregnant by a man in the projects.
Yeah, he didn't like that at all. Okay. Because there was a stigma around, how people who came from the projects behaved and acted and things of that nature. And my grandfather, he held those views. So he would not allow my mom to associate with my father any further. And I could not associate with my father either. So I did not really grow up around my father's side of the family when I was younger, like a little girl. When I got old enough to reach out and be around the family myself, I did so. And that's how I, started being incorporated into that side of the family. But because I came from this prestigious household, where these views are like that, they felt like my people looked down on them. Not realizing I never had and never did. I didn't care where they were from. Mm-hmm. They were my people, my family, my blood, and I wanted to know them. I wanted a relationship with them. I got a thrill from being around them. It was different from my mom's side of the family, yes, but it was fun and it was intriguing for me when I was introduced to my dad's side of the family. So I feel like in so many ways, because of that, one was like, you got to be better than Kiki. Because they already think they're better than us, And they would compare, Tisha got this, Kiki got this, Tisha got this. This is ridiculous for us to have to go through that. Instead of, I grew up with sisters. Tisha didn't have any sisters. We should have been like sisters. I grew up knowing how to share. There was no jealousy at all. I grew up because I'm the oldest as well, so I had to make sure I looked out for my little sisters. Where I went, they went. We shared beds, clothes, whatever. So I wasn't used to that, competition type thing. And because of that, I feel like when they had the opportunity to say, oh yeah, see, she's come from project, but look who out there, with the drug addiction. It gave them glory to be able to say that.
Okay, so there are a few things that I want to touch on. First of all, for anyone who may have grown up in the projects, I don't want you to ever feel shame. If anything, you have made that your inspiration to make a better life for yourself, to earn, a job and work hard and be able to afford to live how you live. And this is definitely not to knock anyone who grew up in the projects or grew up very impoverished. Like my dad worked two jobs for dozens of years to provide for us. He worked at a Ford motor plant and at a cleaners. So all of our needs were met, thank God. Now, he was very controlling, but just for this sake of this topic, he was a very good provider, though. And I have to give him that forever. Okay. So I could see my dad not wanting me to date a guy who may have grown up in the projects and maybe had a different mindset. It's not so much in the physical way that someone grew up, but it is the mindset that they may have. If they may, not have the patience to go to school, if they're not pro education, if they're willing to just go out in the streets and do something more criminal, or, if they don't have a goal of marriage, but they want to have unprotected sex and produce all these children. Like, my dad wouldn't have wanted me to date that sort of guy. And he may assume, if he sees where the guy is growing up, that could be his mindset. So I could see why Kiki's mom's family did not like her dating someone who was from the projects. So then, as a result, Kiki's mom's side of the family, as Kiki said in that soundbite, she wasn't allowed to be around Wanda's side of the family until she got a little older. According to Wanda, Wanda says she met Kiki when Kiki was 13 years old. And what Kiki is saying in that soundbite is, just because my granddad may have passed judgment about where they lived, I did not. I was a kid. I had no judgments against my dad's side of the family. But yet and still, Wanda and Tish, they seem, allegedly, and in my opinion, hold that anger towards Kiki for how Kiki's granddad felt about Wanda's brother. And let me just say again, it is not the physical location, but it is the mindset that could be developed in a person that could make you think, well, I don't want my daughter fooling around with him. But you all let me know in the comments what you think about that. Also, talk to me in the comments about, Tish not wanting to refer Kiki to be on the show, even knowing her journalism background. and her goals of wanting to be in front of the camera. You all let me know about, when a person does experience a quote unquote downfall, a mistake, a setback, and people always bringing that up to them. What are your thoughts on that as well? Please hit the like button on this video. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Shows Style and Spirit. I hope that you're having a fantastic day. If not, it most certainly will get better. And love yourself and treat others how you want to be treated in return. And it's all good. Thank you again and have a great day. Bye bye.